Welcome back, everybody, to a special edition of the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call. Josh Taylor joined in studio by Ryan Shazier. The Steelers beat the Buffalo Bills in that second preseason game. 25-17 is the final score. And Ryan, we talked about this when the game started, or I should say we talked about this when the show started, but the beginning of this game, when the game started for the Steelers, their ability to jump out to some really big plays early, and you saw it quickly with that early first drive. They handed off to Jaylen Warren. I think you and I were both caught off guard. He snapped off left side so quickly and got to the end zone 62 yards later. That's the first touchdown in the game. But Jaylen Warren running behind a really strong-looking Steelers line right now. Just how much of a difference do you see in that offensive line given everything that happened in the offseason?
Man, this O-line looks amazing right now, and the reason I say that is the addition of Isaac Samola. And with him coming into this O-line, you've seen him and James Daniels, they both pull up, get to the second level, and allow Jaylen Warren to strike off for the 64-yard run. And that's something that the Steelers fans were wishing for all last season, just to have a solid O-line, a line that they believe that the running backs can stay behind and Kenny can stay in the pocket behind, and know that you have a strong free agent that came in Samola. And then you've seen in this preseason game versus the ones how he step up immediately and allow us to make a big play like that.
Isaac Samola is a guy who I've been talking about pretty much the entire offseason. I was telling you the same story, that when you went into the offseason and knowing guys who were available in free agency, you kind of start to get a little wish list. You're like, man, I wish you could get this guy. I wish they can get that guy. And Isaac Samola was on my list. Yeah. I was like, man, it'd be great to have this guy on this roster. They signed him as a free agent, and there have been quite a few people, both inside within this locker room and outside of it, saying the same thing. He walks in and looks like he's the best offensive lineman on this line. But not just that, but this entire offensive line almost looks transformed because of his arrival.
When you add guys that are Pro Bowlers, guys that were on Super Bowl caliber teams like he was on last year, it's a huge upgrade to your offense. And just the leadership, understanding where he was at last year, understanding how that team got to the Super Bowl last year, bringing that veteran presence to this team, and he can help lead those guys in the direction that they need to go. And you see already the improvements that the O-line is making just because of that one piece that we all were hoping for.
And speaking of not only just Isaac Samola, the veterans in general, we saw a lot of veterans added to this roster in the offseason. That's an observation you and I were talking about, while we were watching this game. But the Isaac Samolas, the Patrick Petersons, and Chandon Sullivan, who ended up making a big play that turned into an interception. Just that kind of veteran leadership and veteran experience that gets added to a team, especially when it's a team with a lot of younger guys. You got a young quarterback, some younger guys being put in skill positions and on defense. But then you add some of these veterans in here that, like you said, provide that guidance and help show these younger guys how to go.
Yeah, I think it's very important that we add those veterans, because when you think about even the linebacker crew, the Pittsburgh Steelers, ever since I've been injured, and obviously I don't like to talk about that much, but ever since I've been injured, they've been, we've gone through our younger trials and tribulations with younger linebackers, and we had a few older ones, but now you see they just rehauled and just, hey, we're going to bring in a bunch of veteran linebackers into this linebacker core, and you've seen the playmaking ability that they already made in the last two games already. Cole Holcomb, he made the tip to allow us to have an interception today. They're already making a lot of plays, and that's just one veteran piece. You look at another veteran piece when you talk about Samola on the O-line, and then Patrick Peterson, what he brings and the knowledge that he brings to the secondary, and understanding the leverage, understanding the technique, and he can teach all of that to the younger guys, and you seeing all this pouring over to helping everybody learn, and that helps the younger guys be able to develop a lot faster.
Yeah, you spoke about the depth and the experience at inside linebacker. You talked about the play by Cole Holcomb that led to the Elijah Riley interception. Also, we saw Landon Roberts make a couple plays in the run game, just went from one section of the field to the other to make a stop for a short gain. So you saw those plays made. And then you see a younger guy like Mark Robinson, like you're talking about, kind of imparting that young wisdom. Mark Robinson making a couple plays, couple big hits. And that comes behind Quan Alexander, who made a couple big hits last week and even incurred a fine that you and I both agree probably shouldn't happen. But it still speaks to the larger issue of this depth and experience at the inside linebacker position and how this pretty much happened in one offseason, and you see the difference now.
Yeah, this is a huge upgrade for the linebacker crew. You just tallied off 4 different linebackers, and you've seen the skill sets that all of them bring. You have E. Landon, who is a guy who is a staple who can help us in the first and second down. He understands how to make plays, understands how to make the play calls. You have somebody in Cole Holcomb who's a 3-down backer who can help you out, be in the middle of the mix, and he like we seen he made a play in the pass game today. Then you have Quan Alexander, who made a lot of plays last week, but we didn't hear his name as much this week. But that's just telling you the depth that we're bringing in the linebacker core. And then they're teaching Mark Robertson all this information so he can learn all this from the depth that he's playing within, but then just seeing the guys in front of him. And just to also add another veteran in there, when you think of Marcus Golden, he's another linebacker that a lot of people don't think about, but he's somebody that he actually got a contract when he was in Arizona, so that tells you how good of a rusher he was when he played. And just to have another piece like that at a linebacker core, at a veteran, he understands what this NFL is about. He understands what this team is about, and I think he can really help us propel as well.
I think there was something that we saw these guys all use in this game, and it's something you hear people talk about a lot, especially players and coaches. They played fast in these 2 preseason games. And Mark Robinson, you're starting to see him play a little bit more fast and be a little bit more of a decision maker and just making smarter plays on the defensive side of the ball. It really is something that you look at. When you look at the position over the past few years, like you mentioned, it's definitely a welcome change, and I'm sure people feel a lot better about that. We've got to take another break. We're taking phone calls when we come back, 412-575-2600. Plus, we still have to get to our GMC Sierra's tweet of the night. We'll do that when we come back. Stick around.